Hey y'all, my name's Pauline Grossman and I am the Southern Duchess. Welcome to my home, and today I'm going to be making for you a cranberry chutney that I came up with a number of years ago that I've been serving at my Thanksgiving feast. Every year we have our family come down from New York, and then the other side of our family comes up from Tennessee, and we all get together, about 20 people in the house. And obviously with that many people, I always do a lot of different selections because everybody has different favorites. And this is actually one of mine. Thanksgiving would not be Thanksgiving without this recipe. So anyways, I'm going to break it down for you today. It's really simple, and you can add your own flavor notes to it. The base of the recipe can kind of stay the same depending on the types of seasonings that you like to add in. So anyways, I bought, these are organic cranberries from the grocery store. Not frozen, fresh. And I'm just going to dump these into my sauce pot and turn the heat on medium. There we go. We don't want it to be too hot. There's nothing in this pot right now. You don't really need to add water. I always wait to do that later if I feel like I need to lighten it up a little bit. But we're gonna let that be. Okay, now I'm gonna put in a cup, or you can do less sugar if you like yours a little bit tart. Actually, I'm gonna start with 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and I'm just gonna put that over the top. Pretty easy. The next thing that I'm gonna do is take, this is an Asian pear. I'm just gonna slice it up. I leave the peel on. I don't really care if it's on there or not, because this cooks for such a long time that that peel isn't gonna be chewy at all. So I'm just gonna break this up. Now you could puree it if you wanted to, or push it through a sieve if you don't like all those peels, but the cranberries also have a little bit of texture to them. So I like that. I like that. I don't like it when it's all sort of smooth, and you might as well buy the canned stuff if you're going to do that, really, honestly. So I'm going to actually do 2 of these pears. Okay. Pulling the seeds out of them. Oh, I missed a seed. And it's really interesting. In our family, we do 2 different types of cranberry sauces. We do this one, which I love. This one, they both have sort of savory notes to them. And then my mom, who is a brilliant cook, and I always call her the original Southern Duchess, she makes this delicious cranberry relish that has jalapenos in it that we have to have it at Christmas too. So in my family, we do it up for both holidays, really do it up. So I especially love the cranberry relish because we also for Thanksgiving do lamb. So I like the relish with my lamb, and I love this with my turkey. And we do something here called Second Thanksgiving, because I do breakfast, lunch, and dinner every year. And so I don't feel like I have to eat everything the night of. And I really take the time to think about what's going to reheat really well. That's a big part of the planning for me. But if you're going to go to all that work, you might as well eat it twice, maybe 3 times. Everybody's here for the whole weekend, and so we do a whole thing with it. Okay. You hear that little sizzle, right? We don't want it to stick to the bottom and burn, so I'm going to turn that down. Ooh, and they're already starting to release their juices. So, and we don't want that to really cook out. We just want them to start popping. And one thing that I really love about pears, opposed to apples, is that flavor. Okay, it doesn't make it too sweet. I like sweet stuff, but that's not like what I'm looking for when I'm eating dinner. So we're gonna let that reduce. Oh, that has a little stem on it, that cranberry. You want to go through when you rinse them off and take out all like the little seeds. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull, let's see, we get a little video of what that looks like. So see, right, there's the ratio. Let's take a look. There you go. I think that's really important. And you hear that little sizzle. Okay. So now I'm gonna take an orange, and this is really important. I think fresh citrus is like a necessity with all dishes like this. It really brightens the flavor. Not that cranberries aren't, but they're a little bit tart, and I think often oversweetened. So I'm going to take the zest of one orange, add it to my pot, and then I'm going to juice this orange and add it in a little bit, just when it cooks down some, okay? So, and I love these zesters. These are a must-have. I know lots of people have different ones that they like. I've had this one forever. It's one of the best kitchen tools I've ever bought. And I actually prefer this. This is a pretty fine grater because I use it for ginger, Parmesan cheese. The list is sort of endless. Obviously, citrus zest. Oh, that's so beautiful. Hold on, we gotta take a look at that. That's, oh, see how bright that is? I wish you could smell it. It's just like the best. It is just like the best in the home. Like, especially this time of year, because never gets old. Just the perfect marriage between the perfect elements. Okay, before I forget, I'm gonna take this as that's cooking down. Just gonna go ahead and zest it. No need for a fancy juicer. I have a squeeze juicer for my limes and lemons that I love, but it's much too small for my oranges. And honestly, I've had this zester since I was in college. So I think my mom gave this to me. It was an extra one that she had in the house, and I've had it ever since. So if it ain't broke, don't need to fix it or go out and buy a new one, rather. Just use what you got. Okay? Good. So all that juice is out. All right. Before I add that in, and that's about 1/4 cup of juice, which is enough. Just to brighten it up a little bit. Okay. My seasonings. I'm going to use 1 cinnamon stick, or these are little, so I'm going to use 2 cinnamon sticks. Oh, I killed that one. I'm going to use some star anise. This is really important. Oh, this is a new jar. I use this stuff all the time. It's a very specific flavor. Some people might say that it's licoricey. I don't think that at all, because I'm actually not a fan of licorice at all. It's one of my least favorite things, but I do love star anise. So, I mean, that's just divine. That is, there's no other. All right, so I'm going to use 3 of these. Okay, if you can see them, I'm going to come around and show you. Okay, they are like little stars. Oh, and they smell so good. Okay, so there are seeds in here, and we're going to have to dig them out later, kind of like a bay leaf. So we just have to be a little careful. So those go in, and we know we put in 3, so we're going to dig out 3. Then I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. Now, I will use fresh ginger in this. I actually I love fresh ginger. I just happen to be out of it today. So, if you want to go buy a piece of ginger, it's perfect in this chutney, okay? So now we're going to kind of let that all marry up together. I'm going to grab my, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Hold on, let me get my garbage off here. That is stunning. So if you can see see that liquid in the pan? Yeah, that's all just from the cranberries releasing. We got our star anise here. There's our cinnamon. That zest is starting to marry up. Beautiful. I don't know if it gets any better than that. And that's just, I can just smell it. It's gorgeous. Okay. I am going to turn this up just a smidge because the sugar is starting to dissolve. Gonna add in my lemon juice. Gonna get that boiling. Grab my lid. And I'm gonna cover it up and I'm gonna let it cook for about 10 minutes with the lid on at medium low heat. Okay. And then I'll probably give it a good stir and check for consistency. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, so I just took a second and cleaned up. I love a clean kitchen. And it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm going to take the lid off. Give it a little check. Oh, wow. It smells so good. Here, let's take a look so you can see. Do you see how all those, I mean, that's just that 1/4 cup of fresh orange juice and then the release from the cranberries. That's goodness in a pot right there. We are going to let this go for a little bit longer. I'm actually going to reduce this now that all the cranberries look like they've been released. And we're going to come back in probably 10-15 minutes and finish it up. Okay? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I did add 1 cup of water to it because I felt like it needed to loosen up a bit to cook some more. Just felt a little tight in the pot. But we'll get it back to that stage. I'll show you in a little bit the consistency that we're looking for. But if you ever feel like it's gonna burn, see how it's bubbling? We really do want it to cook like that. We want it to simmer. If it feels like it's too tight and it's gonna burn, then just add a little bit of liquid to it. Okay, so we made it. It is beautiful. It is like, do you see that thickness? Yeah, it's just like gorgeous. Let's actually take a look really fast and give it a little bit of taste. So here's our consistency. I'm gonna hold the camera up. See, that's the consistency that we're looking at. I think it's soft boiled for about 20 minutes, medium low. So anyways, look at that. That is perfect. All right, so this is what I like to do. Oh, and I've already pulled out, if you can see, the star anise and the cinnamon. So let's give it a little taste. See if it needs any last minute seasoning. It's perfect. It's perfect. 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 standard bag of fresh, organic, or fresh cranberries. Don't use frozen. 2 pears. Whatever pears you have are fine. You can leave the skins on, just de-seeded. Cord. And chopped up roughly 2 cinnamon sticks, 3 star anise, 1 teaspoon of dried ginger. You can also use fresh. Zest of 1 orange, juice from 1 orange, and that's it. That's it. Okay, so I have a bunch of these mason jars, and I just use them over and over again. No need to buy anything fancy in this family. So I'm going to put them in here and let them cool all the way. And then, oops, made a little bit of a mess. I am going to freeze them. And actually, the beautiful thing about chutney is that, I'm gonna make another mess. I should have got my little filter thing, or whatever they're called. The beautiful thing is with the chutney, it can sit for quite some time, a couple weeks actually. So it's actually better. You don't want to make it day of or day before. You want to make it at least a week in advance. So there it is. There's a little bit more on there. I'll probably save it and eat it later with a little bit of brie on a cracker. And that's really it. So just make it your own. Find the things that you love. Little clove, little nutmeg. You could even put sage in here. Or some beautiful fresh basil would be gorgeous. If you want a little herb, garam masala would be lovely in here. Just depending on what it is that you like. And that's how much it made. That's perfect, right? Because people only take like a little dollop. And if you don't think that you're going to use it all, just take out one of the jars and leave the other frozen, and then pull it out when you have a dinner party or something and serve it with some cheese and crackers. It would be perfect with that, or ham. Be great with some ham or poultry. So anyways, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and thanks for going on this little journey with me. I can't wait to show you what's next.